Essays, personal statements, and writing samples are commonly required elements of admission applications. Colleges ask for these things because we want to hear directly from our applicants. We're interested in learning what they think and believe, what their passions and interests are, and what motivates them to pursue higher education. Now, it's easy to assume that colleges will grade your application essays like they were class assignments. However, in my experience, that's not quite how it works. Sure, it's important that you provide your best written work, but it's quality content and what you have to say that we're really seeking. See, we care about your ideas and perspectives, and this is your chance to speak directly to the admission committee. So make it count. In college admissions, we talk a lot about the concept of fit, meaning how well might a student fit into our student body? Can we see them thriving here? Will we be able to challenge them and support them and encourage and even satisfy them if they come to our college? Now, of course, we can get a pretty good idea about these things from other parts of your application, but I found that a valuable source of information is the applicant's own writing. This is why a lot of colleges ask for it. You know, when I pick up an application, the first thing that I usually do, even before looking at the transcript, is read the student's essays. One very popular essay prompt you'll encounter will be what some people call the why us question. It may come in different forms, but be on the lookout for essay questions or prompts that are asking you to explain why you're interested in a particular college, or maybe even an area of study that you're planning on pursuing. They might even be as direct as asking something like, why should we accept you? Now, it's worth mentioning that these aren't trick questions, and there's no right or wrong answer, or even a perfect response in every case. But if you spend some time reflecting on your own interests and motivations, as well as doing a little additional research about the colleges that you're considering, I think you'll be able to provide a compelling answer to any why us question. As with all good writing, of course, it's a good idea to be direct and genuine, use your own voice, use specific examples whenever possible, and write what you think and believe, not necessarily what you think the admission committee or even somebody like me wants to hear from you. Now, as you prepare your response to a why us question, I'd advise you to think about the following. Why was I drawn to this college in the first place? What is it that I'm hoping to get out of my college experience, and how well will this college provide that? Are there specific things about the college's mission, location, offerings, student body, things like that are especially important to me? It's a good idea to avoid the most obvious and generic things like high rankings or a good reputation. We all assume that you know about that. Focus more on the details and specifics. Maybe think about what has the college said that it's seeking of its students. How might you fit into their vision of a perfect student? You could find out about this by talking to admission officers, maybe even taking a look at the college's student newspaper. They're almost always available online, and checking out that daily paper could give you a sense of the vibe on campus. It might help you identify other ways that you might fit in to that college's student body. Now, avoid simply repeating things you read in the college's brochures or on their admission website. In fact, the people reading your application may have even written that content themselves, and they certainly won't be interested, and it won't be very impactful if you simply write it back to them word for word. Now, I know I've given you a lot to think about, but when all is said and done, the best responses are those that are genuine and in your own voice. Don't be afraid to write what you think. That's what we're asking for. And the college admission committees will certainly appreciate it. Good luck as you go through the admission process. If you follow the tips that I've given you, as well as many of the other perspectives that you'll find in this guide, I think you'll find that you'll have a successful college application experience. Good luck.